Our topic today, ya ikhwan, about a very sincere question and very disturbing question that I hear it many times and many ways and from different people. The question is, what do I live for? It's come from a person that he tried to take his own soul. Or a person who dropped school and he doesn't want to study anymore and he doesn't care because he said, for what? What do I live for? Or a husband doesn't want to work and doesn't want an income anymore, but he said, why? What do I do this for? A question that concerns about your status and how you are mentally, stability, and how you feel through this dunya. And Islam is the correct religion that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chooses for this ummah. Because Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when he stand up and he said, اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم, today I complete the religion that you praise Allah with. وَأَتْمَمْتُ عَلَيْكُمْ نِعْمَتِي, and it's completed today. وَرَضَيْتُ لَكُمُ الْإِسْلَامَ دِينًا, and I choose Islam to be your way, to be your curriculum in this dunya. To be manhaj, to be the one that you go and be guided by the teaching of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the Quran. And whoever chooses a different curriculum, this is the impact. You come back and say, what do I live for? Because the way you were raised, it wasn't raised up according to that curriculum of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Islam focus in the health in general. We spoke about the last khutbah about the health that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, ni'mah, the greatest ni'mah after the ni'mah al-ikhlas, the greatest ni'mah after the witness of Allah, after tawheed al-ilahiyyah wal-rububiyyah, the ni'mah of health. And Rasulullah sallallahu said, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala al-afwa wal-afiyah, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the health and the forgiveness. Because if you've been forgiven and you're healthy, you are a winner. But the problem that we see these days, the mental health. Every house have a mental issue, challenge. We have a lot of members in our community that they're going suffering through mental stability, and family is aware or not aware. They are not aware until this sickness become hurtful for them and for this person. But when we go back to the deen, you find Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah number 195. وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا بِأَيْدِيكُمْ إِلَى التَّهْلُكَةِ وَلَا تَلْقُوا بِأَيْدِيكُمْ إِلَى التَّهْلُكَةِ. Don't throw by your hand yourself to the harm. And also said, وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا أَنفُسُكُمْ إِنَّ اللَّهَ بِكُمْ رَحِيمًا. And don't kill your soul, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is merciful. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, مَا جَعَلَ اللَّهُ دَاءٌ إِلَّا مَا لَا جَعَلَ لَهُ دَوَاءٌ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, every sickness in this earth have a cure. عَلِمَهُ مَنْ عَلِمَهُ وَجَهِلَهُ مَنْ جَهِلَهُ. Every single disease, it have a cure in this earth, but some people are knowledgeable about it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives them the ability to know about it, and some people are ignorant about it. قاعدة أساسية في الإسلام. There is a rule in Islam, very important rule. كل ما ثبت ضرره ثبت تحريمه. Everything is very harmful for you, it's haram. Then taking care of your health, not only physically, mentally, is a must to enjoy this dunya and to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accordingly. In Islam, in the teaching of Islam, starting with the stomach. When Rasulullah said, مَا مُلَأَ إِبْنَ آدَمْ وَعَاءٌ شَرٌّ مِّن بَطْنِهِ. Rasulullah started by saying, the worst thing that the human being can fill up is his stomach. Because when the stomach is full, you have no desire of worshiping or laziness, and you become far away from righteousness. In Islam, the teaching of Islam is ثلث لطعامك وثلث لشرابك وثلث لنفسك. Third and third and third. The only religion that spoke about not only the food is actually also how to brush your teeth. It gives you the miswak with every salah, and now the doctor said that the tooth health, is about the heart and the brain and everything. And that siwak is what our cue. It's a religion of Islam also forbid you from the pork because it will have a harm for you. But then the most important thing that I want to highlight is ni'matan, two ni'mas that Rasulullah remind the ummah of Muhammad that we have, that the human being have, and he loses. The first ni'mah is ni'mah al-sahha, the health that you have right now, mentally and physically. And the other one is the faragh, your time, ya ikhwan. Your time will be witness against you. The ni'mah of the health that you have, and this is what our youth have, and what our brothers and sisters who have the health, and they have emptiness of the time. They have no concern about the time that they live in this earth. They're wasting the time as they're wasting their health. Mu'alakat al-qulub. Islam didn't leave us. He gave us the curriculum how to heal our heart. We have a dua of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. مَا قَالَهُ مَهْمُومٌ أَوْ حَسِينٌ إِلَّا شَفَاهُ اللَّهُ اللهم إني أعوذ بك من الهم والحزن والعجز والكسل والجبن والبخل وغلبة الدين وقهر الرجال من قاله وهو يعلم يقينا. Whoever says it, and he knows that Allah is subhanahu wa ta'ala the cure and the healer. Don't tell me. You will have this question, what do I live for? You will live for a lot of things. But if you were raised to stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and ask Him everything. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على المصطفى المبعوث رحمة للعالمين. Indeed, Islam focus in the health. And the mental health is very, very important in Islam. And the proving of that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam called Bilal. And he told him, Ya Bilal, arihna biha ya Bilal. Meaning, comfort us, O Bilal, by the calling of the azan. Meaning that you can get the tranquility and the peace and the comfort from the salah, even from the listening to the azan, even if you are saying with the muazzin. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, listen to this. He said, whoever repeat with the muazzin, when the muazzin say, you say after him, and then in the end of the azan, you make salah upon the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and then you make the dua. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, حَقَّتْ لَهُ شَفَاعَتِي. Indeed, he win my shafa'ah. Then clarify that again. Whoever listen to the azan, when the muazzin say Allahu Akbar, you say Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, you say Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. When you say Ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah, you say Ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. Hayya ala salah, say La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Hayya ala al-falah, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah. Haqqan la ilaha illallah. Then you say Haqqan la ilaha illallah. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Any way and any shape that you used to. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد خلقك وزنة عرشك ومداد كلماتك. This is one. Or اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد, like the tashahhud. And then, اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آتي سيدنا محمد الوسيلة والفضيلة ودرجة العالية الرفيعة وابعثه الله المقام المحمود الذي وعدته إنك لا تخلف الميعاد. In the minute you finish that, Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم said, حقت له شفاعتي. He winner, he is a winner. I will stand in the day of judgment and I say, oh Allah, my brother here, he come to me. He go with me to the Jannah. What better cure that you will, when you hear this, you will pay attention for the azan and you will find the tranquility and peace in your life. When we raise by our parents, and we are raised by our parents, that our parents have nothing for us, but they taught us that everything by the hand of Allah. This is how we are raised. Right now we are raising our kids that everything is brought by father or mother. Then they're expecting everything to be given to them. They are expecting to be given, and then when they don't get it, they get stressed. And when they face the reality of life after college, they want to take their own soul. Because they cannot handle it anymore. Because they were depending on us. Because we made them raised to be depending on others, not to be depending on the Khaliq. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ar-Razzaq. When you say Allah is Razzaq, then you are not worried about tomorrow, because you're going to do your job and Allah will give you the risk. And you're going to say Allah al-Fattah, is Allah will open everything. Then you don't need anybody to open the door for you for a job, because Allah is the one who will open for you. And when you say Allah is Shafi, then you know that the cure is in the hand of Allah. The doctor will only give you the medicine, but Allah will write the cure for you. Indeed, Islam is the way of life. It's not by name. It's not by your kid's name you will be verified as a Muslim, but actually by the action and by what they do. Then Islam didn't leave anything from the cleanliness of the body to the cleanliness of the soul. The Quran, was-salah, wal-ahadith, wal-ad'iyah is the ones who will bring you comfort in this life. And the one who are far away from that, he will never get the ni'mah that he is seeking for. He will be always not satisfied in this dunya, because it's not enough. The temptation will not stop. And that's what I see in the generation, that they are not satisfied for whatever you give them, because they have no rida bil qaleel. They are not saying that's enough for me. What Allah give me is a mun'im. Allah will give me that. No, they want more, because their eyes are not in their plate. Their eyes in the different plates. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, "Tahhirul aksad," purify your bodies. Why, Ya Rasulullah? I'm going to tell you this hadith, the meaning of it. Because Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, "Tahhirul aksad," purify your body, make wudu before you go to bed. A lot of us don't raise the kids according to that. There's a lot of kids, when they come to the Quran Academy, they don't even know the wudu, and they don't know the behaving in this masjid. The lacking of it, because in the house, the parent is focusing in bringing the kids security of financial in this life. They don't give them the security of financial of the brain. That's the security. When the kids is very strong in connecting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's the stability that you want for your kids. It's not the bank account that you have that will give the kids stability. Wallahi, not. Listen to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam when he said, "Tahhirul aksad," purify your body by wudu. Why, Ya Rasulullah? فَإِنَّ لَيْسَ مِنْ عَبْدٍ لِيُبِيتُ طَاهِرًا إِلَّا بَاتَ مَعْهُ مَلَكٌ لا ينقلب على شماله ولا يمينه إلا يسأل الله له الغفران. Well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teach Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, whoever sleep in the status of wudu, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put an angel in charge of him during overnight. Whenever he goes right or left or moving or anything like that, the malaks say, "Oh Allah, forgive him, he slept in tahara." Then you are actually sleeping status, but you have a bodyguard securing you and protecting you from any harm from inside mentally or from outside. And whoever sleep without wudu, and whoever sleep without salah, and whoever sleep away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's what the shaitan comes and press in his chest, and they wake up and they are not able to breathe, or they are not liking their life, or they don't know why they're living for. And we have to include in the end that the mu'min al-qawi khayrun min al-mu'min al-da'if. The strong believer is better than a believer who's weak. And then in the final thing, to confirm to everyone, لا تزول قدم عبد, that no one will pass in the day of judgment until he will be asked about his his life, his age. What did he do with it? The time that you spent wasting from not benefiting anybody and not benefiting yourself. And also for the ilm, that you have the knowledge. What did you do with the knowledge? Or the money that you earned, where did you earn it from? Halal income or not? And where did you spend it? And in your body, what did you do with your body? Rasulullah said, إِنَّ لِبَدَنِكَ عَلَيْكَ حَقٍّ. Indeed, on your body have right upon you. Indeed, your eyes have right upon you. Wallahi, you will be asked in the day of judgment by your eyes. That your eyes have a right upon you. Will يَنْتِقُهَا Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make your eyes speak in behalf of you. And it should speak against you. Because Rasulullah said, لِبَدَنِكَ عَلَيْكَ حَقٍّ. Indeed, your body have right upon you, not only by comfort and relaxing and giving your body the relax that you need, but also the right that your hand cannot eat only from halal, and your eyes cannot only see except the halal, and your mouth cannot eat except from the halal, and your ears cannot hear except the halal, and your leg the same thing that only goes to the halal. But if you do against that, in the day of judgment, your eyes will be speaking and say, Ya Allah, you put me in this jasad, you put me in this body, and he abused me. He put me to look to the haram. And this mouth will speak and say, he told me to say the haram and make me laugh. And this ear will say, he make me hear the music and the haram, the bad music, the bad influence that influence all the kids about drugs and about this and about that. Every single body, organ in your body will be witness against you in the day of judgment, or we will be witness toward you and say, Ya Allah, you create him with his vision and his eyes, and he used it to read the Quran, the nur. And oh Allah, you create him with this tongue, then this tongue was zakir, shakir, mustaghfir. Then this tongue was blessing upon you. And this ears listen to the Quran and the hadith and the khutab. And you're not sitting down saying, well, he's going to finish this khutbah. When he's going to finish his khutbah, then I can go and hunt for rizq. وَرِزْقُكُمْ فِي السَّمَاءِ وَمَا تُوعَدُونَ. The rizq is not in the store or not in the street. The rizq is in the hand of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because He is the one who created. He knows when He created you that you're going to be running and drooling on the rizq in the dunya. That's why He holds it in the sama. وَرِزْقُكُمْ فِي السَّمَاءِ وَمَا تُوعَدُونَ. Then you don't run like we're running right now. Then in the final, inshallah, we remind ourselves, I remind myself before anyone, that we have to use all this blessing that Allah gives us in the proper way. And when you watch haram, you remember that these eyes will be against you. And when you speak in the haram, or you speak about somebody in his back and he's not present, you remember that this tongue will say that he used me to backbite the brother who was not there. And when you hear the haram, tuhram, you will not hear the azan, and you don't hear the iqamah, and you don't hear the Quran. But you give your eyes, you abuse it. As what we say, you are what you eat, and you are what you listen and what you hear. And I have a final thing. I've been saying final for a long time. But when you squeeze a lemon, you get the lemon juice. And when you squeeze the orange, you get the orange juice. And when you let the person speak, you will see either the sweetness of his heart, or you see the bitterness of his heart, and how he was raised in this house, and how he's suffering of this dunya. Because he wasn't fed the iman. He wasn't raised of fearing Allah before fearing anyone. And not pleasing Allah and pleasing everyone. The suffering that you are suffering, not you, but the ones they come to me in the middle of the night and they want to take their soul. Because they lived a life trying to please others. And I told them, teach your kids, instead of calling 911, call Allah is one. Instead of 911, I'm not saying if you have a fire, you call 911, otherwise they will fire me from the fire department. But you have to teach them that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one. Not 911 is a savior, is Allah is a savior. But raise them according to that. Every day we get a call from the suffering of the mental stability of our kids, our youth. And we have to be awareness by Islam and the way of life. And we admit that we raise the kids sometime or most of the time wrong. We need to prioritize in our life who is the ruler. Is the one who have the money, or is the one who give the money? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.